Guys, it is finally October. It is my favorite time of the year.
It is also a day when human sacrifice is celebrated.
What? What is going on, everybody? This is Israel, also known as Izzy-centric on social media, and today we're going to be going over the controversy behind Halloween, because for some really weird reason in the 21st century there's still this stigma attached to it. In this video we are going to be talking about a gentleman by the name of, I forgot his name already, hold on, my bad guys, I promise you that I didn't do that on purpose. Stephen Dollins. Now he you'll see. I'll go and play it.
This is a time that I hate with a passion. Because for 7.5 years, as a high priest in Satanism, that was one of the days that was looked forward to.
Okay, judging from the mullet and the earring, I do not know what year this was made. It looks pretty old. I will say that he probably belonged to the Anton LaVey version, the LaVey, how do you say that? I don't even know. LaVeyan. Anton LaVey had his own interpretation of Satanism. It is, when people think Satanism, they think of Anton LaVey. Judging from how he looks, that he probably belonged to that church, that group, that religion. All right, Stephen, let's see what else you got to say.
In Wicca, in the occult, in Satanism, every one of those, it's Samhain or Halloween.
Wait, what?
Samhain.
No, that's not how you say that. Yes, it looks like this. That's not how you say Samhain. Okay, you know what? No, his credibility is already in question. I'm gonna tell you guys why. He should know how to pronounce that. He should, because he is going to get ready to go into the origins of Halloween. Oh, by the way, need to fix this right now. I forgot my intro. Subscribe to the channel. I am working on new stuff. I'm working on consistency. I am working on a schedule. We will see how that works. Yeah, no, he mispronounced the crap out of that. And other people do too. Pop culture apparently does as well. Yes, Sam Winchester, I am looking at you as well, sir.
Samhain. Am I supposed to be impressed?
It's pronounced Samhain. And he should know that. If he's done this, he should know that. Let's hear the claim he makes here.
Is the day, the night that is celebrated the most. It is also a day when human sacrifice is celebrated.
Okay, so here's the thing about that. If he is trying to associate what Anton LaVey's movement does, or did, whatever, to what the Celtics did, that's a problem, because they didn't perform sacrifice. They did not go out of their way to sacrifice on Samhain.
It's also a time to dress up like ghouls and goblins, witches, your favorite superheroes. Some kids even dress up like Bible characters.
So what's the problem with the dress up? Yeah, we should be seeing that soon, actually. I have a clip here of it.
But is there another agenda behind Halloween? Is it all fun and games, or is it something else?
I'm curious to see what you say about that. Maybe there's something he knows that I don't. Let's see. What's the reason?
There's a hidden agenda behind it. There's a dark secret behind it. And what we have to do is we have to look behind the eyes of this celebration, and we have to see what it's really all about.
Interesting presentation. Definitely outdated, the animation. Hey, you know what? If there really is a reason, I want to hear it.
The trick-or-treat to Halloween is not worth the price to pay.
What? Wait, are we coming after everything now? Hold on. Let's see what else he's got to say. Let's see.
And some of the beliefs were they believed in the power of magic, and they worshiped many different gods, and they believed in the spirits of the dead returning. And they were a fierce people who lived in fear of the reigning priests of that time, called the Druids.
This is true. Now, how scared they were of the Druids? I'll put it this way. They respected the Druids, and if the Celts that followed the same religion wanted to perform sacrifices, they liked the idea of the Druids being there so that they had someone bear witness, because these Druids were essentially priests. It should be also noted that, I didn't know this right away, but these Druids, from a long time ago, did perform sacrifices. I did not know this, because when I looked up pagan sources, they were all saying Druids never did that. When I was looking up Christian sources, it was all, they all did that. They probably still do. Yeah, I'd say religion creates a little bit of a bias issue. I ended up having to look up, I think, the History Channel's website or something, and then found out that for some reason they were just really good at covering up the bodies. But their rules, they had rules about this, and this is important to understand. The Druids preferred to sacrifice criminals. This is why the Roman Empire and the Greek Empire didn't come after them right away, but they did write about them. The Druids didn't write about themselves. They didn't believe in keeping anything documented, but others did. What they found out was that eventually innocent people started becoming missing because they lowered their own standards. Druids were breaking their own rules, and that is what eventually led to their persecution.
And they practiced human sacrifice as homage to their gods in return for favors that year. That's the Yule.
I don't know why we're skipping to Yule. I'm going to put the Wheel of the Year somewhere up here. We shouldn't be skipping to Yule. We should be talking about Samhain. Samhain, Yule. Two different things, two different holidays. I don't know about the sacrifices on Yule because this video wasn't supposed to be about Yule. It was supposed to be about Samhain. But no, they don't go out of their way to sacrifice on Samhain. And they didn't back then either.
Remember, we talked about Christmas time and how the Yule was whether or not the gods that had been, or the sacrifices that had been made on Samhain had been accepted or not.
He's fumbling on his words, and there's a reason for that. Okay. I don't think someone did their research.
And these sacrifices were made on their most celebrated day called Samhain. And Samhain is the night when spirits of the dead rose from their graves and walked the land.
From what I gathered on Samhain, the spirits weren't coming out of the graves. That's a Yule thing, because you had something called Draugr. I think that's how you pronounce that. Those were basically zombies. They were flesh-craving zombies. They come from what they believed was the Nordic belief, like consider like The Witcher, for example. Apparently it started with Celtic culture, not Nordic, which kind of makes things a little bit confusing. This crap took me longer than it needed to. It really did. From what I have been able to pull apart here in research and study and all that, the veil was thin, super thin. The plant life was dying because it was fall. The nights were cold. They thought we're struggling to survive. The nature itself is not surviving. Remember, Druids were all about nature. That must mean that something serious is going on. They believed that essentially the spirit world was colliding with theirs. These people were very superstitious, and they did not go out of their way to sacrifice anyone on purpose. Let's see what he has to say about trick-or-treating.
Now, the origin of trick-or-treat. Kids, I want you to listen to me very carefully. As I told you before, I don't sugarcoat anything. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Here's where trick-or-treat comes from. These priests, these Druid priests on Samhain, on the night of Samhain, would go across the countryside and they would demand a sacrifice be made. And they would ask for the youngest child of the household or of that manor to be placed in chains on a post outside the house.
I have absolutely no idea where he got that. Druid sacrificing. Okay, all right. Let's see the reason. Let's see the reason.
And they would pass over the land that night, and if the sacrifice was young enough and innocent enough and acceptable, then they would carve grotesque face in a turnip.
The turnip thing is true. No, this is a lie. He's completely making this up. The reason is because, once again, this goes back to who did the Druids prefer to sacrifice? Criminals. Why? They believed that the gods that they were paying homage to would frown on them for killing innocent people. They would have gotten mad trouble for this. Like really big trouble for this. They would gain nothing from going out of their way. Remember, they lowered their standards when they ran out of criminals. Them going out of their way, though, to kill children, no, this doesn't add up. The Druids would be basically cursing themselves. This makes absolutely no sense.
Then they would draw a pentagram in goat's blood, the five-pointed star. They would draw it on the porch, front door of that home. and someone in that home would die that night.
This is outrageous. Hold on. I want to show something to you guys. This is known as the Druidenfuss, and it literally translates to the Druid's foot. It's the pentagram symbol, and it's believed to ward off demons. Granted, this information goes back to the 17th century, but once again, this is important to know. The Druids did not write anything. This is the most we know. I have the same information that he most likely had. Why is this not coming up? You drew it onto your door out of superstition. Once again, superstition. It was to ward off evil spirits.
Look at that.
Yeah, what about it?
It's a 5-pointed star.
Well, maybe the owners are from Texas.
A druid was a malevolent spirit. It was a night demon. It was a nocturnal malevolent spirit. Yeah, there is absolutely no reason that they would say, ooh, we are going to kill one of your children. And by the way, also what he says here is that if they didn't give up a child, that they would draw the druid's foot on the door, or the pentagram on the door. If it's meant to ward off evil spirits, that would kind of be counterintuitive.
Now, I'm not saying that demons went in and killed them. I'm not saying that the druids snuck back in and killed them. But remember, these people are so afraid of these people that most of them died out of fear. Literally died out of fear.
What? No! Where is he getting this?
And this is where trick or treat comes from. It has nothing to do with door to door seeking candy. It has nothing to do with walking up to someone and say trick or treat.
So, this is important to know that there was another holiday going alongside Samhain called All Saints' Day. It's a blend of All Saints' Day and Samhain. You have a Christian holiday mixed right in with a pagan holiday. It's highly debated on what started first. Most likely, because remember, Druids were not the only ones that were suffering Roman persecution. Christians were too. So many Christians were being murdered that eventually that's when they created All Saints' Day. It's debated when that started. Samhain could have started as early as 400 AD. Most likely earlier, considering that was when they just started writing about these people. You're talking about these two completely different kinds of people celebrating in their own way. And Catholicism reached Ireland around 500 AD, I believe. But, so you're looking at a little bit of a gap here. Okay, let's say Samhain did influence and then made the Pope say, ooh, we better create our own thing so we can show our perspective of the dead and the spirit world. We should be doing that. It's our one chance a year to show our perspective on the spirit world. You want to talk about introducing the gospel to people? There you frickin' go.
What is the hidden agenda of Halloween? This is it. To fascinate, lure, and captivate our children to desire to be something other than themselves. That's the agenda.
That doesn't mean anything. Anyone could say that about anything. If I didn't want my kids going to a football game, I could say, well, it's a distraction. It's enticing. It's a distraction to keep you separated from God. I could do that. That would be stupid of me, because you can make an idol out of anything.
They can be something totally different. And I'll tell you what, I've seen kids dress up, and as soon as that costume goes on, they're right in character. It's almost like their personality changes.
Bro, this isn't Halloween 3. That's not how this works. This is reality. Kids don't just start turning into other things because they put a mask on. My head hurts. I'm only a few days in October and I'm trying to enjoy myself and I can't. Because I'm seeing so many, I'm from TikTok, okay? And there are so many Christians on there that are trying to just destroy Halloween. And I don't know why. Probably from this crap. I've seen a lot of people share this too.
There was a movie out in 2007 called Halloween, a remake by Rob Zombie.
The animations, the earring, but the video even looked dated. Oh, that's the remake? Dude, I thought this was in like the 90s or something. Okay, let's see what else he has to say. I believe there is one more clip.
The church is the only institution on the face of the earth that has the authority to go against the very gates of hell itself. But we're not doing it. We've lost our spiritual muscle. We've lost that authority. We've got to get it back. We got to realize we're in a war.
Honestly, when I talk about the gospel to other people, I mention the war first. It's been 2,000 years. Most people in the developed part of the world knows about Jesus Christ. I am very adamant about people understanding who Jesus really is, the words he really spoke. When we have these crappy interpretations of the scriptures, when we have crappy discernment, let's get our discernment back, like really. There is no discernment in this video. He made up so many things. And I don't care if the Church of Satan actually believes this. I don't believe they do. Why would we believe that anyway? Even if the Church of Satan believed all the things that he just said. So? Because we're talking about the origins of Halloween, not what the Church of Satan made it. Because when I bring up All Saints Day, that's when Christians come at me and say, well, you can't just make it your own thing because it had pagan roots. We have one chance a year to go out of our way to introduce the gospel, to talk about the resurrection. Ghosts are real. Demons are real. Okay? No, don't dress as anything grotesque. I'm against it. Don't do bobbing for apples. It's a divination ritual.
Why you booing me? I'm right.
But we can still go out. We can still dress up. We can still have fun. And I would encourage all of you to check out All Saints Day. This is my first time ever looking at All Saints Day for what it is, and I cannot wait until I get started. Do research on your own. I'm also appalled at the fact that this video was made as recent as it apparently was, because it means that this video came out after Google. He had Wikipedia. I'm wrapping up the video here. Merch link in bio. Check out all my other social media. Click the notification button and all the bells and whistles that apparently come with all of that. Interact with the video. Tell me your opinion on Halloween. Now I will see you all in the next video. You all take care and God bless.